Real Heat. What's up, everyone? It's the Interview Queen Alicia Toot here, and be sure to watch True Heel Heat.
Hello
Good morning. Hi guys.
Welcome
Happy
to
Sunday.
episode 19 of Serving Faith in Hills. What's up, Miss Krssi?
I'm good, Miss Stephanie. What's going on, my dear? How are you? I ain't seen you in a couple of Sundays.
Right, I'm good. It has been a busy couple weeks for me. All good things, though. All good things. Can't be mad. Can't be mad. Could be worse.
Could be worse.
I'm glad to be back here with y'all.
Yes.
I see John in the chat. What's up, John? Dolores.
Hi, Dolores.
Good morning.
John. Good morning, guys.
Or afternoon. Is it afternoon where you guys are?
No, not yet. Still morning.
No, it's still morning. All right. I'm on the West Coast, y'all, so it's always way earlier for me. However, welcome to Serving Faith in Hills. Obviously, a lot has gone on
since we last seen you guys. Yes,
in the last couple weeks. I think we had a show about 2 weeks ago.
Yes, right before Rumble.
Right before Rumble. So we're gonna just talk about as much as we can here.
Also, happy Black History Month, guys.
Yes, it is February. Happy.
Do you guys celebrate it over by you, friend? I said you guys celebrate Black History Month in Arizona, correct?
There's Black folks here. We better. Not a lot, but no. Yeah, no. They actually have a whole like parades. They have a museum out here. Like they're making strides. Arizona's sometimes a little behind in the Black history,
but okay. It's okay. You try. You gotta.
We're getting there.
Slow like the thing. It's good. Yes.
Correct. So let's just jump into it. So
yes,
I want to talk about. So since we've been here, Raw 30 happened. Since we have been on the show, and I'm just gonna do a quick vent because this is an all women's wrestling show, and obviously I posted some stuff on Twitter that just pulled out all the misogynist folks, if you will. However, all I'm going to say, because it's gone and past now, is there needs to be more female representation on these legend history like shows. There are way too many women legends on or in WWE history.
And you do nothing about it.
None of them were there, except for Alondra Blaze. Shout out to her. And
who retweeted you or liked your tweet?
Correct. She liked my tweet. She saw it. She sure agrees. And a whole bunch of people were like, "Oh my gosh, you're just complaining. Oh my gosh, they're saving them for Royal Rumble. Oh my gosh, just wait. They're gonna be at Rumble. They're saving all of them for Rumble." It was reported that they're, and I responded to almost all of them saying, even if they were saving maybe, let's say 3 or 4 for Rumble, what about the other 40 or 50 women that were not there? Well, what if they had other obligations? Okay, all 30 or 40 of them? Come on.
Right.
Like, y'all will just come up with.
They didn't even do like a video package.
They're right. No video package. Even if, let's say they couldn't show up. Let's just say they couldn't come to the stadium. Where is the video messages? Happy Raw 30 from Lita. Lita was there. Lita was backstage filming something for A&E. She was there.
So there's no reason why. Right. There's no reason why we couldn't do like a pre-recorded thing or have people like go on their phones like they usually do. Hey guys, just want to say congratulations on 30 years, blah, blah, blah. Like it's really not that hard. I can send it to you in a text message right now. Like
correct. And maybe so someone brought up, one of the comments was women back then weren't necessarily represented in the best light, right? They were sexualized, they were eye candy, if you will.
Mm-hmm.
Which is very true. We all know this, right? Especially in the Attitude Era.
Right.
However, a lot of those women went on to become good wrestlers beyond that, and they should still be represented, and they still had a part in WWE, WWF history, and they should be mentioned. They should be able to do a video, like whatever it might be, and they weren't. And we were disappointed in it. We have a right to be disappointed in it. And the fact that people were calling me out my name, being completely rude, being contradictory, telling me I'm stupid and that they're waiting to show up at Rumble, all of these things, all because I was disappointed there wasn't hardly any women representation on that show. And it doesn't affect me in any way. I blocked every single one of you so I could give a shit. However, all I'm saying is I watched Royal Rumble. How many women legends showed up? Maybe two. If you count Beth, who wasn't in Rumble, she also showed up at Royal Rumble. But one, and that was Michelle McCool. So all those people who were like, you're stupid, they're going to be in Rumble, you're dumb, da-da-da-da-da. Shut up. It's not making there should have been more women representation.
Shut up.
And then the one historical cage match that was supposed to be on the goddamn show wasn't. They cut it.
Yep.
I'm sorry, but we had
and
a
I
right
think that
they
they blamed it on the Roman segment. However, we didn't need the DX segment.
No, I was like, the Roman segment belonged to me. Right?
Exactly.
Like, that's a major story.
Right.
The
that's
major story in WWE.
Right.
But there were other segments.
Romans. Yes.
We did not need. That DX shit that happened after the fact was way too long. Way too long to get to that 6-man tag match. Like, I'm okay with them coming out doing a little DX thing. If it could have taken 5 minutes. That was a 15-minute segment.
Mm-hmm. And
for fucking what? Like, it's just there were other places they could have cut time. Not the one historical cage match.
Yeah. That could have closed the show.
I'm just saying, regardless,
it is what it is. Yeah.
I've moved on. We've moved on. All I would like to say is that there needs to be more female representation on those shows. Plenty of other female legends and other people came out and said the exact same thing.
Mm-hmm.
Alondra Blake was actually there, liked my tweet. So you guys in this whatever, they can't do any wrong. I actually enjoyed Raw 30. I even said that. I was like, the show was a good show.
It was.
I was just disappointed there were not enough women representation when women are a huge part of WWE, WWF history.
Because they let Brock
close, and I got absolutely attacked for it.
Ugh, it's horrible. I'm sorry you got attacked for it. For saying your opinion. That's the funny part. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You got attacked for saying what you felt, and then now you're wrong because of your feelings. Like, people, get your shit together.
It was you're saying Triple H is a bad book. I didn't even mention Triple H in my tweet. All I said was I was disappointed there wasn't enough female representation, and everyone got all up in arms about it. And I'm like, okay. Anyway, moving on. I just had to do a quick Raw 30 event. We've moved on. Let's talk about Royal Rumble since that was just last weekend.
Yes.
First of all, what were your overall thoughts of Royal Rumble, the women's Royal Rumble, and the title match?
Title match.
Bianca versus Alexa Bliss.
Not that it's their fault, but it was not bad, but it wasn't good either. It was very lackluster. And I also believe because of the booking behind it. It's been up and down for the women. I mean, they did good, but honestly, it didn't need to be on the Royal Rumble show, but I guess they had to put it there. It could have been on Raw the next day, but hey, listen. Yeah. It is what it is. The Royal Rumble by itself was good. There's certain things I would have taken out of it. I would have placed certain women certain places. I did not like the fact that they spoiled the Nia Jax thing. And then, you know, she is
Did
now.
they?
Yes. Oh, okay. So for us on the East Coast, I'm not sure if you've seen it on your side. They showed her music before the countdown.
Oh, did they?
Yes. So if you go back,
I
you'll
didn't.
see.
Okay, so I'll be honest. I was actually flying.
Okay.
I was flying back home during the Rumble.
Yes, you were away.
So
Yes, I forgot you were going to be
I was
away
watching it.
for work. Yes.
I was watching it on the plane, but like every now and then it would kind of pause and then like start up again. So I saw it for the most part. It was actually pretty good for being on an airplane. But every now and then, and I think so. I actually saw Naya's name pop up, and then I saw her. So to me, it seemed seamless, but I did not notice that. I did not realize.
So yeah,
that.
so as they, you know, the people, as the it just hit her music, and they showed it on like the ring, you know, they showed the person's name, and then they started from like 7, 6, 5. So they already messed it up. Then they just took it all away because everyone just started making noise because they knew that she was coming out, and it was already spoiled. So that's what happened, unfortunately. So
I didn't know that.
Yeah,
wow.
so they spoiled her entrance, which was a great pop. She got a good thing. You just heard her music. She got a good pop. But then, you know, for her to come out at number 30, you would figure that she would have lasted a little bit longer than she did. That was my gripe on it. I figured I did. Most of the girls that were in the Royal Rumble, I didn't expect to see them in the Royal Rumble, but they were there. Chelsea Green, what a way to come back, and then. And mind you, Chelsea is such a big name
I was
now,
actually okay with the Chelsea thing only because of what they're saying her character is. I was actually okay with her showing up and then being eliminated immediately. Because I guess she's supposed to be like a Karen like character, I guess. So we'll see how that goes.
2023, great.
I guess we'll see. So the title match with Bianca and Alexa. My thoughts on it. So this is actually something I was looking forward to because I think I've been on the show before when they locked up in Rumble 2020. No, this 2021.
21, okay.
Whatever it was. They were the first two. They were number 1 and 2 in one of those Rumbles. And I can't remember right now. I apologize. Sid. There's Sid. See, I knew SP was going to come through. 2020. And they had about 5, maybe
this
6,
is pandemic.
7 minutes.
This is when we had the screens, correct?
No, this is before COVID hit. This was
before
the last.
Oh, right. Yes, this
WWE
is the last
show with the audience.
Yes, it was.
And they locked up at Royal Rumble 2020 for about 7 minutes, and they had amazing chemistry. If you go back and watch that, I was like, oh shit, like I kind of want to see Bianca and Alexa Bliss. Like I'm looking forward to this because I'm like, okay, like they had that great chemistry before. Now, given I think we've also talked about on the show how Alexa hasn't quite been the same in the last 2 years, so maybe that's it. The feud itself.
Maybe it's her. She's not in. Her head is not in the game like it used to be. I'm not sure.
No, I don't know what it is. Like even to your point, the buildup.
And I'm trying. I don't want to say anything bad about it.
Was more about Alexa's character change than it was about Bianca. And I'm like, to your point, it could have been on Raw, the match itself. However, I do feel the women's title, which to me is the biggest title on Raw, should be on the pay-per-view. So I was glad it was on the pay-per-view. I just felt like the match was a Raw caliber match.
Right. That's what I mean. Like it was good for it to be on the show, but the match that they gave us was like a regular Monday Night Raw show. It could have been on, SmackDown. Like something like, not to discredit them at all. Like that's just, again, I'm not.
It wasn't a bad match. It just wasn't like there was never a point in this.
They've had better matches.
Felt Bianca was threatened. Does that make sense?
Correct.
I never had a doubt that Bianca was going to win. And to me, when you're building a championship match, there should be some doubt. No matter how dominant the champion is, there should be some doubt somewhere that the champion might lose. And I never really felt that. Like, obviously, you had the unknown part with Uncle Howdy and what might happen there, and so it might keep you guessing. But the buildup wasn't enough for me to go, oh shit, like she might actually beat her for this. Like, I never felt that way.
I never, ever felt that way. And I think that's probably what it is. I think the point is like, all right, this is just another match that they're going to have, but Bianca's definitely winning. Like you never never felt like Bianca was in any danger. And I think that's where the buildup or like the thing between the two of them was like missing. And like you said, Alexa has not been, in this game like she used to be for a while. And I'm not sure what it is that's like changing her. But on the other flip side is like, okay, girl, we're going to have to make lemon out of lemonade and just give our best that we could do. And I think that's just really what they're doing.
Yeah. I'll say this as well.
I agree with you,
with Bianca,
Alex, for sure.
I wasn't able to get excited for the match. I was excited. I can't even say excited. I was looking forward to it because I know that they had chemistry in the past, if that makes sense. I wasn't necessarily excited for it. I was kind of like, this is kind of filler, whatever. And it shouldn't feel that way for a world title match. Here's the other thing about Bianca and her reign. Like, she went from such a high caliber story and feud with Becky. And they haven't really given her a story since. Right.
She's just been going through the girls.
They kind of threw her with Asuka and Alexa. I got that for Survivor Series, I guess, but it's like she hasn't really had a story. And then you think you're getting Rhea versus Bianca, which would be an incredible story. And that's not the direction they're going. And I'm like, okay. And I'm looking at these. We'll get to the Elimination Chamber thing, but I'm looking at the women in the Elimination Chamber, and I'm like, what kind of possible story could she have? Like, could there be good matches? Her and Asuka, I'm sure it'll be an amazing match if that's what they. Don't get me wrong. But I love when the champions have a story to sink their teeth into, and Bianca just has not had that, and so it feels very lackluster with her reign right now. Where I'm like, okay, well, no matter who goes against her, you kind of know she's gonna beat them. Like it's they need to switch something up. I mentioned this before. Like, I need to see Bianca doubt herself. Like, there needs to be someone across from her that makes her doubt herself to a point. So, and there's nobody I can really think of right now. Again, Asuka could be it. I have to see what they do with her. But anyways, sorry. Let's go back to the Rumble real quick. So
Asuka looked amazing. Back. I popped. Oh my God.
Speaking of Asuka, she is back. She is crazy. She is awesome. She is I absolutely loved it. I love the look. I loved how her movements are a little different. Her gear's different.
Yes,
she's wearing pants. I don't even know the last time I don't think I've ever seen Asuka pants in the ring. WWE. So she has pants, shorter hair. The makeup is just incredible.
Awesome.
Like, she looks awesome.
Love.
Kind of hoping this was like a Jekyll and Hyde thing, because I don't know if you saw on Raw, she looked like so good, like all dressed up.
No paint.
And she opens her mouth and the blue stuff's dripping out of her mouth, and I'm like, oh, this is awesome. Like, I want to see how they book her, because if they book her a certain way, she could be the one to be like, to have Bianca kind of on her toes, if that makes sense. She really could. So I'm waiting to see what they do with Asuka, but she is back. Piper Niven is back. My girl.
Yes.
I love her so much. No longer Dewdrop. She has her name back. Piper Niven. She returned at Rumble as well.
Looking great.
Had a great showing. She seemed very happy about it in the post interview they did with her. Where she was in tears, literally. She was kind of overwhelmed by the pop from the crowd, she said. And she just felt very welcome back. She missed it. So I'm so happy to see her. Who else returned? Nia Jax, obviously, we kind of already touched on her, but Nia Jax returned. You mentioned wasting her return. So
I didn't say that. I just said I said.
Or you said you were surprised how quickly, right? She was eliminated.
Yes.
I was fine with it for two reasons. One, she was the biggest threat in the ring, and everyone knew they needed to get her out.
Yeah.
Right. Two, after Rumble, this wasn't during the Rumble, but afterwards, I think it's come out that it was a one-time thing. So I do understand why you not waste time, but why would you keep her in if you know this is a one and done thing? It was more for the pop, more for the threat in the ring, and to showcase that whole thing and maybe get her, one more time through the curtain in WWE. I have no clue if they'll end up signing her or not, but I believe it was a one-time thing for now. I was fine with it. I mean, I'm not. I'm at odds
because she was like the anti-vaccine type of thing. Is that what it was?
Not necessarily. I'm not a big Nia person. Like, I loved Nia when she was in the tag team with oh my god, Tamina. I loved them as a tag team. That was the one time I was kind of a Nia fan. I was like, oh, I really like this tag team, but she doesn't move the needle for me. I'm like, whatever, cool. Nia also tried to expose the promotion for faking COVID tests.
Oh, yep, that too.
Nia was doing the fucking most. Like I wish her well on her future endeavor. Anyway, For Your Wear says, by the way, what's up, For Your Wear? How you doing? I got my hoodie. Thank you. She claims she's done with wrestling.
Interesting. So
okay.
I
wish her well on her future.
So then I hated it. I hate that she's not even going to even be wrestling. Then you wasted number 30. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Now that you're telling me that she's not even going to be wrestling, but
maybe it was because she's done with wrestling, and it was kind of give her that one last pop moment through the curtain, whatever.
Are you kidding me right now? Wow. Okay.
I did really love seeing Roxanne up there. The other lady's name from NXT.
Oh,
the one that looks older, but she's not that old.
Tiga, not Tiga. Oh, damn, what is her name? Jesus Christ!
I cannot think of her name.
She was in a tag team with Nikita. Dang it!
Yeah,
what in the hell is her damn her? Zoe Stark.
Zoe Stark. Oh my god, my mind went so blank right there. I'm like, the one that looks older, but she's not that old. Her. Zoe Stark had a great showing. Oh, Indy Hartwell was
also in it.
And I love Indy. One? I really wish they just bring her up.
Yeah, they should have brought bring her and just put up with Candace. Like, what are you guys waiting on? They're not.
They have the whole group of the way hanging out except for Indy. I'm like, she's married to Dexter. Bring his wife up, please.
And put on because they all on Raw. So I guess put her on Raw then. Hey. Right. Need another filler girl, then you can have her go there. That's fine.
Right. I love Roxanne. I love that Roxanne was in it. She had a wonderful showing. She got to interact with Bayley, who's one of her mentors, inspirations, all the things. So that was really cool to see her up there. And I thought the finish of the Rumble was
great,
done really well. I thought it was done really well. Rhea obviously looked absolutely dominant. And she was in there from 1 to 30. I thought it made sense. The last 3 women that were in the ring were probably the biggest threats. And
I did not see Liv being there that long though. I didn't even consider her, to be honest. I had I had Bayley, I had Becky, maybe I had Asuka. I knew Rhea. We knew Rhea was going to win. She's the shoo-in. But I did not see Liv being a threat and being there from number 2 all the way to the end. I did not see her being eliminated.
I did doubt it for a second because Rhea was number 1. And I'm like, are they going to have a number 1 win for the first time? And they did.
Which is great. Which is amazing.
She did.
And she did it. Yes.
No, she was incredible. I thought it made a lot of storyline sense. And it was really cool that her and Liv was the one she had to eliminate to win, and they were the first 2 in. it tells me a couple things. While Liv isn't champion anymore, they still fully believe in her.
But yeah.
And that's what that kind of told me.
I feel like with Liv, I feel like she's one of those girls that can you do this for me? Yes, I could do it. Okay, go ahead and do it. I think she's one of those girls. So. I think she's one of the people that they can call on and like, hey, Liv, I need you to do this real quick, blah, 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 blah. And she's gonna do it. Other than that, her run was her run. Not her fault. It's
her run as a first-time champion was exactly what it should have been. I'm serious. Like, I never expected it to be this overly dominant, crazy like run. It was her very first title. And as she builds whatever, she'll then more and more dominant reigns. But I thought it was for a first-time run. Personally, I'm just saying. That's it. That's all my thoughts for the Rumble. I'm thinking. I was shocked Charlotte wasn't on there. Charlotte has been involved in every single women's Rumble in some way. So I was actually surprised that she wasn't in it. Well, she was champion, so I knew like she wasn't in it, but she at least wasn't making an appearance or right. I thought when Sonya came out and entered the Rumble, I thought maybe then Charlotte would come out and be the one to eliminate her or something but she didn't. So I was actually quite surprised.
That's actually smart. That would have been smart booking. It would have been like a shock for everyone because I'm sure she was there. But not to be involved. Yeah, that would have been actually a little different scenario. Like, you want to fight me and you also want to win the Royal Rumble? I don't think so. And just probably
that would have made it.
Or to get her distracted and have other girls eliminate her. Like
that's what I was saying. I'm like, she is face now, so I don't think she would have attacked her. But even if she had just come out and just stood there and distracted Sonya, would have made storyline sense to me. So either way, it's fine. Let's go ahead and move on to Raw. Let's see. What do the comments say? Will said, and plus Rhea and Liv used to be a tag team, so it worked in that way. Yeah, exactly. I mean, they have the history. They love each other. We know that. But what? Liv Morgan as a character wrestler isn't for me, but she definitely looked great in the Rumble. I have no desire to see another boring and dreadful Liv Morgan title reign. Damn.
Okay, sir.
He said Charlotte versus Liv pass. Look, Kwame, look. Well, I don't necessarily need her to have a title again. I need to see Charlotte versus Liv eventually because they have history and they have unfinished history. And literally the last thing Liv said to Charlotte was, I'm going to come back a changed woman or whatever, and I'm going to be real. They need to follow up with that. I don't know how they do because Charlotte's face now and Liv's face, but that does need to be touched again at some point. Doesn't necessarily need to be over a title, but it needs to be touched again. I'm just saying. So I do not pass, Kwame. I don't pass. I need to see Charlotte versus Liv eventually. SP, it didn't make sense for Sonya or Roxanne to be in the match. Sonya already had a shot at the SmackDown title and established the NXT title can be chosen by the winner. I get the Sonya part, but why can't Roxanne be in it? I think that was more to showcase Roxanne as a new up-and-comer to the main roster crowd, if that makes sense. I was fine with Roxanne being in it.
Oh, because you already knew that she was going to win anyway. She just had to be there just to like show off.
Right. I'm not going to think that was more to show her off, and I'm perfectly fine with that. I'm just saying. But if the let's just say if Roxanne had one, why can't she challenge for the SmackDown and Raw title as well? Just saying. Wasn't Paige NXT champion and Raw champion? Or Divas champion at the same time? I thought she was. Anyway, Dolores, I was confused. Lana was there all weekend. She was in the crowd. You could have used her in the Rumble. I don't know if Dolores. I don't know if they just
she would have got
Lana back.
Was she there? She was there that weekend.
She was at Rumble.
She was at Rumble. She was backstage. Okay.
She was backstage, and I think there was like a video that she showed that she was in the crowd. I don't know.
Got it.
Maybe they just don't want Lana. I don't know. I don't know. I mean, I like Lana. I have no problem with her, but they haven't hired her back, so I don't know. I did like how they did the Michelle McCool spot where she's in the audience wearing Uggs and like sweatpants, and they're like, and with her children, and her music hits, and she's like, "Oh, all right, I guess I'm getting in," and then she gets in. I thought that was different. I like that. I thought that was actually really cool.
And she held her own for the most part. In
that woman can still go. I actually like tweeted at her. I'm like, "Can you just resign? Because she can still go." Like, she was wrestling, and not like these legend. You got to protect her spots. Like, she was actually wrestling. I'm just saying, she can still go. Well, that was it for Rumble. I'm fine with the winner. I think we all kind of knew Rhea winning, but I don't like how we got there.
Right.
It wasn't like clear. It wasn't like completely overly dominant. There were times where Rhea went over that rope about 8 times, I think.
Her gear kept messing up. She was bleeding. What else happened to her?
Rhea went through it. In that match,
like, oh my God. Like, you've seen her like laying down on the side for a while because sis was tired. It was like I don't know if you saw the post-match photos, and she's like all bruised up and bleeding, and like, oh yeah, she did I thought she dislocated her. I thought it was something else, but was it her knee? Wow. Oh my God.
Because she said it dislocated at the beginning, and then like it popped back in, and then she just kept going. I'm like, you are insane, woman. She is insane. She is it, people.
That's crazy. That is crazy. Wow. And she didn't even like say. Did she say that at the press conference? Because I don't even remember.
She did. Someone had asked her. It looked like you had hurt yourself at the beginning of the match. Mm-hmm. Is everything okay? And then she said, "Actually, I guess it was her knee. I heard her say it dislocated something. I just didn't hear what. But dislocated her knee. Actually, at the beginning of the match, and she popped it back in, or it popped back in, and then she just kept going. I'm like, oh, okay." Yeah, I agree. SP3 Roxy and NXT. I don't think people want to see a champion versus champion at WrestleMania. I guess not. I mean, we all knew Rhea was winning. To me, it's not a big deal. I was perfectly happy seeing Roxanne in the Rumble. It was a way to showcase her. I'm perfectly fine with it. Let's go ahead and move on to Raw. Unless you have any other thoughts on Rumble.
No, you've said it all. We've all agreed on like what happened on the spots, and other than that, yeah, we can move on to Raw after Rumble.
We will move on to Raw after Rumble. We had a couple different women segments, if you will, that we'll just talk about. We did have a match.
Now they want to give us the freaking women stuff the week after the Raw 30. We're gonna saturate you with a whole bunch of women stuff. Great.
Oh, they're pissed. Let's do it now.
Yeah, you guys complain so much. Let's just throw it all at them. Great.
Let's do it.
We'll take it.
Oh, and I'll just say this for any Becky Lynch fans that are watching. Sorry, just real quick on the Rumble. So a lot of Becky fans were pissed that Becky didn't last longer in the Royal Rumble, and I'm like, it didn't. She didn't need to. Number one, it's not her Rumble.
It's not her Rumble.
It wasn't about her. Number two. It was used for storyline progression. That's all it was for. It was so the crowd could see her, the crowd could see Bayley, the crowd could see Damage Control.
They did their jobs very well. They did every Damage Control dominated. They came in, they did what we're going back to the Rumble now, guys.
Sorry, guys. Sorry.
Damage Control, Bayley came in first, then Dakota, then Io. They all came in and did their job. They came in and they dominated all the girls. That's what they were supposed to do. That's what Damage Control is supposed to look like. Hunter, like
that's what they were supposed to do this whole time.
I'm sorry, not Hunter. Paul. Paul. This is what Paul is supposed to be doing with this group. This faction is supposed to be they're supposed to be taking control and doing things their way.
SP, did you say Royal Rumble? You said Royal Rumble again. I can't stand it. Anyway,
No,
but I just want to
those
say,
two girls did not need to. Now, I thought Bailey would have lasted longer. However, with that being said, I like the spots where they all got away, and then they keep the story keep progressing.
And they fought through the audience, and they were gone. Like look, I don't know how much I love Becky, but when things aren't about her, they aren't about her. This Rumble was about Rhea Ripley, and I understand that they wanted her to last longer. I get it. You want your faves to be in there as long as possible, but I also appreciate a good storyline point in a Rumble match. That's what last year's Rumble to me was missing. It missed a lot of opportunities for storyline progression last year.
Yes.
And they did it well, I feel like, in this Rumble.
They made up for
Becky and Damage Control was, in my opinion, storyline progression. And I was perfectly fine with it. But I just wanted to say that because I know some Becky fans watch. So I just wanted to put that out there that I feel what they did with it, I thought was good. I thought it was perfectly fine. SP plus never even had Becky cut upon about Rumble, so I think they temper expectations by not doing that. Sorry. So now we'll move on to Raw. We're done. The reason I brought it up is because the match was Io Sky versus Candice LeRae, and I was like, and I thought about it, and I was like, oh yeah, Damage Control, and that. SP, you and your captions today, sir.
Wow, just.
I love him. Io Sky versus Candice LeRae again. They gave us a match. I mean, these are always great in the ring together. It wasn't bad. It wasn't good.
We've seen it already. That's why.
We've seen it.
So you give us a women's match that we've already seen. Great, thanks guys. Keep going.
Correct. Bailey helped out on the apron, and Io got the pin. Damage Control comes to the rescue again, and everything's good, right? Everything's hunky-dory in the Damage Control world, we think. Dun dun dun. Next, Rhea Ripley comes out and cuts her post-Rumble win promo. It was a great promo. In that promo, she puts over Bianca Belair. And this is where I feel I'm very interested to see the build to WrestleMania, because in this promo, so Rhea has been built as this evil badass for the last 6 to 8 months, right? And doing very well, by the way. This is the best Rhea has been. Ever. She's in her element. You can tell she's absolutely loving it.
Having fun being this badass mommy.
Correct. And so here, this promo, I thought, number one, she put over Bianca Belair. And I love when a heel puts over a face in a heel way. However, this promo came over to me as more of a face promo because she's talking about Charlotte Flair, and she's like, I need to get my redemption. I need to get that win back. And when she lost to Charlotte, when she lost multiple times to Charlotte, she was a face at the time. Charlotte was the heel. And so now she's saying, I need to get that W. I need to beat the best. I need to beat Charlotte Flair. And while I agree in the sense of I would love for Rhea to get that W, to be put over by Charlotte Flair, it starts having you sympathize now for Rhea because you want her to get a W. But Rhea's supposed to be a heel. So now, and Charlotte on the other show is a face. So I'm like, how are they going to do this? Is Rhea going to be an ass towards Charlotte? Would you still be cheering for Rhea's W? I'm trying to figure out how they navigate this now, because I will say this. Charlotte did Ryan Satin's show. I don't know if you guys have heard it yet, But she did mention when she came back, there was no plan for her to be a face, apparently. That was actually not the plan. I guess because of the reaction she got and because of how everybody was being different, they're like, you know what? Let's just run with it and see what happens. So there was no plan for her to be a face. So I think when they first said, okay, let's do Rhea versus Charlotte, they just assumed Charlotte was probably going to be a heel and Rhea's going to, or sorry. Yeah. Yeah. And then Rhea could maybe turn some badass face in this. But I'm just like, how do they do this? Because face Charlotte is thriving a bit over there on that show, I guess. I don't care for it, but whatever.
She's giving you the nicer version of the whole bullshit. I'm going to tell you how it is, okay? First of all, they fucked this all up. Point blank and period, okay? Let's just get it. Let's just stop the foolishness, okay? You messed this shit up. I understand that you want her to be a Grand Slam champion. Does that mean that she might win? Probably. I don't know. I really don't know. Mind you, she's on fucking Raw. Why are we having her now go to fucking...
There's no guarantee that someone will beat fucking Charlotte Flair at Mania.
Thank you very much. That's what I'm trying to say. There is no reason, and as SP said, he had the layup. It was there by the hoop. He missed it. What did you do? Rhea and Bianca have been saying for the longest that they have been wanting to fight each other. You've seen the chemistry that they have never gotten face-to-face, one-on-one. They've always been in matches together, but never one-on-one. Okay, 2.
They have had one-on-one match, but it was the what's it called? It was
Elimination Chamber?
No, it was the where Bianca had to beat person.
The gauntlet.
Thank you.
The gauntlet,
the
Iron
match.
Man, the gauntlet. Okay,
but
that's
her point, they have not had a one-on-one feud, like actual build a story. They have a whole story.
Now what happens to Judgment Day? Judgment Day is now in the can. You've now messed up your second best thing that's been happening. That's now gone. If you can Dominic carry that by itself? I don't know. Maybe.
Well, but then there's a whole nother layer. So I'm trying to figure out how they get here because now you have Beth, who is back and attacking them, which we were going to get to as part of Raw. So I'm assuming they're going to have her feud with Beth in the interim between now and WrestleMania. I'm assuming her and Beth might have a match at Elimination Chamber or whatever to kind of fill the time. But you have Charlotte on one end cutting a promo on Rhea saying like, you know, Rhea's been really great. She's been very dominant. I'm looking forward to this match and blah, blah, blah. And everyone's fucking friendly. What?
It's trash.
The biggest threat to Bianca Belair right now is Rhea fucking Ripley, and we're not doing it. And I don't understand.
Because other than that,
it was there.
I don't have any faith. If SP, do you have a picture of the people that are in the supposed elimination chamber from 2 weeks from now? If you don't, that's fine. Give me the name. Is Asuka?
It's Asuka, Liv Morgan, Natalya.
Thank you. How did Nikki Cross get in this?
Go.
When?
Who fucking and who cares? We know Nikki Cross isn't winning the shit.
I was like, when did
nobody? And I'm sorry, Nikki Cross. I love you to death, girl, but nobody
you don't need to be in this.
I need to see Bianca Belair versus Nikki Cross WrestleMania. Nobody.
I don't even. Right now, I don't even have faith in this whole elimination chamber right now. To be honest,
I am fine with Liv Morgan. Natalya's in there now.
Yes, and Natalya's
gonna be right.
So we have one more person to be in it. I don't have faith in this elimination chamber at all. I'm sorry. The girls are going to probably deliver, but there's no story behind it. Make it make sense. There's nothing there. I feel nothing.
I'm glad the women have a chamber match again. I'm fine with it. I just don't understand
I'm not with it.
Why she picked Charlotte. Why they had her pick Charlotte. And she's a fucking heel. But then
she's
a seemingly face promo about how she wants her W back. But Charlotte's a face now. And I'm like, what? We have, 57, 58 days till Mania. Something has to change between these two characters in order for us to give a shit. Because I'm like, right now, I want Rhea to win. And I'm fine if a heel wins. I mean, I guess it's heel versus face. But she's cutting face promos. She needed to say, I'm gonna fucking kill Charlotte's ass. That's what she should have said. Instead of, I need to get my W redemption.
Right.
Like,
she could have been like, I am
Charlotte Flair beat me before. I'm a different fucking person.
Thank
Watch
you.
her ass. I'm gonna kick her ass. She's
Mm-hmm.
gonna go back the fuck away from this place where she was for the last 7 months. That's what she should have said.
I thought
but instead she's talking about redeeming her W. I'm like, redemption is for baby faces.
Yep. Whoever did that promo for her, they should know it wasn't good. It wasn't necessary. It didn't do anything for her. It just made it look like she's not the badass that you've been building her up to be.
The new Rhea should have nothing but confidence that she's going to run through Charlotte fucking Flair. That's nothing but confidence.
That's it.
Unless you want her to be the baby face in this, which she's not supposed to be. She should be like, I am going to kill that woman. Maybe not say that word on national TV, but you know what I mean.
I'm going to destroy it. I'm going to dominate her.
That is all that should be. And she should be showing up and absolutely laying the fuck out Charlotte Flair. And every team
she should have showed up on. She should have been on SmackDown. She should have been on SmackDown, ready. Like after she beat Sonya, she should have been after to lay the champ down.
Come out. The
pull the belt over. Make
me
believe that she wants
to come up on the screen, and you should have shown Charlotte Flair lying the fuck out, but Rhea standing over her and doing her little thing with the tongue and whatever. And then you don't see her again. They don't even need to interact again for 3 or 4 weeks. Because that's enough message for me that she is going to kill Charlotte Flair. Like, and then if you really want to make Charlotte Flair a babyface, if you want this to stick, show Charlotte start doubting herself against Rhea Ripley. Because Charlotte has always been a dominant, overpowering, not really scared of anybody champion. But if you truly want her to be a face in this, have her seem like she might be a little worried with Rhea instead of going, Rhea's been great. She's been dominant and she's been doing great over there. And I'm just really proud of the person she's become. I'm like, what?
Yeah, no.
This dynamic is going to have to change. Because again,
it really does though. It really has to be something where it's not looking good for the women for Mania. I'm just telling you guys right now. I
think, don't get me wrong. I think Rhea versus Charlotte is going to be an incredible match. The build's going to have to change. They have 58 days to do that. 57, wherever we're at. I'm more worried about fucking Bianca. Why Bianca doesn't have a marquee match when she's basically becoming Miss WrestleMania in the sense of she's won 2 huge
back-to-back
matches at WrestleMania. She is undefeated.
And she could like go and
maybe
say,
she could just beat anybody and be undefeated, which is, I guess, great. But wouldn't you want a good story for her?
Yep.
She's had 2 great stories. Sasha and her, the build was a little rough at some points, but it was still a good story. She's had 2 great stories going into Mania, and now it's like, oh, whoever wins the Elimination Chamber, I guess, is gonna be the person. The only one that I care to see is Asuka. Even though Raquel's dominant, she's not at Bianca's level. There's no threat there. Asuka's the only unknown right now because she's this new character. We know she's amazing. It'll be a great match, but what would the feud be like? And for what? And who's going to be the last person in the chamber? Like I think the last match is set for tomorrow. I think we have Carmella. We have wow. And we stopped. Carmella Carmella, Piper Niven.
I would put Piper.
Who else is it?
Piper.
Oh, there you go. Thank you. I'm like, I forgot. Candice LeRae, Meechman, Carmella, and Piper Niven.
But then again, you have Carmella there because she just came back. Damn it. I don't know.
So who do we have in the Elimination Chamber again? We have Asuka, who we don't know
Natalia.
Is she heel?
I don't know. You got Natalya. You got
Natalya's
Asuka, you got
face.
Raquel.
Raquel's face. Liv's face. So we need some heels. So it's going to have to be Carmella. Nikki Cross, I guess, is heel. It's going to have to be Carmella, right? Nikki Cross is heel. But nobody wants to...
Trash. I'm sorry.
Nikki Cross. Yeah, Nikki Cross is heel. They need some more heels. So, and I don't know if Piper Niven's supposed to be heel or face. She got a huge pop reaction when she came back. When she left, she was heel. I don't know. So I'm assuming either Carmella or Piper are going to win this thing. But even if they do, I just don't. I'm gonna try and see where it goes. What's up, Hassan? How you doing?
We'll
see where it goes.
Afternoon.
Some people think Ronda's gonna be added to the chamber match, and I'm like,
where?
How? But then it's been reported that her and Shayna are gonna go for the tag titles. So I don't know. I don't know.
I'm fine with that. Like, they need that part. So who knows?
I just feel bad for Bianca. Bianca deserves a great story. Bianca deserves to be a dominant champion. But when I think of dominant champions, you look at Roman Reigns and the fucking layers and story they give him. And I'm like, while not everyone is going to get the same amount of attention, they should all have great stories for these titles. And they just don't. And I'm like, you can build more than one great story. Like, it doesn't have to just be Roman. Anyway, that all came from the promo from Rhea Ripley. Sorry, we went a rant there.
Yep, sure.
Because I'm confused. Is Rhea a face? But she may or may not be fighting with a face Beth.
Right. Okay. So that's the next part of the whole layer of where we talk about stories. Right. She's on Raw. She has this issue because clearly Beth and Edge are in the background, they're there. Now, hear me out. What if Rhea did 2 nights? One night is Charlotte. The other night is she goes with Edge and Beth and Finn or Damian or one of them. That could, be something. Who knows? I could be wrong. It could be 2 stories being completed. But hey, who am I? You know what I'm saying? Whatever. Anything else from Raw that we missed?
I don't know. I don't know. I don't get it. I don't get it. Rhea and Bianca were right there.
It was right.
It's such an amazing, easy story to tell without having to even. There's a story with Rhea and Charlotte too, so don't get me wrong. I'm not saying
the wrong decision. Thanks. What?
There's a story with Rhea and Charlotte as well. It's not the story I care to see right now because you have a badass heel Rhea and a face Charlotte, and the story that would need to be told with that was that Rhea gets redemption from Charlotte. So I just. Maybe Charlotte wants to put her over.
Well,
I don't know. I don't know, y'all. Anyway, also on Raw, Bayley, the Ultra Star, came out and cut a promo. Basically bragging about how she eliminated Becky from the Rumble. Ha ha, you guys are pissed off. Ha ha. Looking like $1 million with her expensive faux coat, if you will. Faux fur coat. And
kind of mocking or coming out like as if she was like Seth almost. Right or wrong?
Kind of. Someone did say that. They were like she was acting very Seth-ish in a way. Which I think people compared them before. I don't know if you remember the Ding Dong Hello segment when they're both on there and they both cackle and do all those. Like, it is very maybe not as over dramatic as Seth, but it was Seth-ish.
Seth, yes.
And then Bex comes out and she said, "You're giving me a steel cage match next Monday on Raw in Orlando And if anyone knows anything about Becky Lynch and Bayley, is that they first had their first match together in NXT in Orlando 10 years ago. It'll be exactly 10 years on Monday, and they'll be back in Orlando. So it is still significant. Maybe not as significant as Raw 30, but it is significant. It will be the first women's steel cage match on Raw since Lita and Victoria. So it is still historical. It is still happening. But Becky comes out and says, I want a steel cage match. Bayley said, not happening. I'll have to listen to you. And Becky said, bet. And then she went to the back and drags out Dakota, and she's about to attack her with a steel chair and says, if you don't give me the match, I'm going to take out your girl. And Bayley's like freaking out. And she's like, no, please don't. I'll give you the match. Gives her the match. And she's like, all right, cool. You might want to check on EO in the back as well. Oh, yes. Sorry. I'm sorry. And then what had Twitter and apparently the New York Post and the uproar was Bayley basically telling Becky, you're not good enough to be in this ring with me. You're not good enough for all the spotlight. You're not even good for your husband. Oh, don't you know? He only married you because he knocked you up. The whole audience, oh, Twitter.
Like if you know about roasting people, that was a roast, friend.
That was a roast. It made national news, which is absolutely insane to me.
Right,
but
like wow.
It made national news. To be honest, I sent that to Becky, the New York thing, and she laughed her ass off. She was like, "Oh my god!" And I'm like, "You guys are doing a lot." So anyway, so she said all that. It got very personal between the two of them. I think we talked about before how it wasn't very personal. And they've stepped it up
and made
a
it
notch,
that way,
if you will.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm looking forward to
a little bit.
They turned that heat up a little bit. I don't know if they're going till Mania. I have no clue. In the promo, Becky says, let's end this where it all started in Orlando.
Yeah.
Because it's truly where them wrestling each other started, was in Orlando. So I don't know if this is the Mania move or not. I have absolutely no clue. She won't tell me. So I don't know. But she is saying this is the end. But I guess we'll see. So there is a steel cage match this Monday night on Raw between Bayley and Becky. And TJ Wilson is the one that produced it for Raw 30. So I'm assuming he will still be the producer for this Monday. And if it's TJ Wilson and Becky and Bayley, I can assume it's going to be fucking phenomenal. Good. So I'm very much looking forward to it. And we'll see what happens, I guess, huh? And that's it. That was it for Raw. Oh, I forgot about Chelsea. Sorry. To be honest, I didn't even see the Chelsea thing. What happened? I don't even remember this.
She went to Adam Pearce and complained pretty much about like coming
being
in and
eliminated.
Yep. Mm-hmm. There you go.
So the Karen character we were talking about.
That's what they're going for in 2023.
Alrighty.
Mind you, her character has been something to talk about, and now you bring her here to just dumb it down. So, you know.
So I'm reading what Monet said, and she said they were originally planning Rhea to pick a heel Ronda. So she was never picking Bianca. So now I'm thinking, after WrestleMania, we have the draft.
Lord help us all. Mm-hmm.
Are we getting Rhea and Bianca at SummerSlam? Possibly. Why aren't we doing this match? I don't get it. All right, let me stop.
Crickets.
Anyway. Oh, yeah, Carmella's back. Oh, my God. How'd they miss that?
And she's
Carmella's back.
Her boobs look bigger.
Her boobs look amazing.
They look amazing.
Good job, girl. She looked amazing. To me, I miss Carmella. I'm sorry. I know some people don't like her. Whatever. I don't give a shit.
And I love Carmella. The Staten Island princess again. She's not the other character
She's
that
not
she
the
was
most beautiful
before.
woman in WWE. Apparently, she is now back to being the Staten Island princess, which
That's
I'm
not from
perfectly
Staten
fine
Island.
with. What is it?
That's not from Staten Island.
Shh. Nobody needs to know. And that's when Asuka showed up, looking amazing, by the way.
Gorgeous.
Absolutely gorgeous. And she doesn't say anything. Carmella's like, you can't just come here and da 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 ba ba ba. And Asuka smiles at her, and there's this blue shit dripping out of her mouth. And Carmella's like, oh my god, and then she walks off. I'm completely okay with a Carmella Asuka feud. Which either tells me two things. Asuka ain't winning that Elimination Chamber match. Or she feuds with Carmella until then.
And we'll carry Carmella.
I'm all okay with non-title feuds. Okay? Completely okay with it. I'm assuming this is a way to give Asuka some good wins and stuff like that under her belt. So if she is going to an Elimination Chamber, you want her to look dominant and strong. So we will see. I was going to talk about NXT, but we're just going to jump to NXT Vengeance Day. Sid, we already mentioned Beth laying out the mount. We already did all that. And she looks amazing, by the way. God, Beth looks good. She looks good. Good.
She does.
Yes, her and Edge did come out. They laid out Judgment Day. I'm assuming, again, Rhea and Beth might feud until Mania or something. I did mention Beth. I said Beth and Edge laid out all of Judgment Day. I already mentioned that today.
From the main event.
Oh, I didn't say main event. You're right.
There was a main event.
There's a main
which
event.
Was Cody and Finn. Of course, Mommy was there. And, Edge and Beth came out and distracted Finn and Mommy, which gave Cody the win. Yay. Final Raw ended. Closed caption. There you go.
So again, either we're going to do a mixed tag thing till Rumble, or Beth and Rhea might have a match or something. We will see. Let's talk about NXT Vengeance Day. We're not going to talk about the show. Frankly, I didn't watch it. I did watch Vengeance Day.
Yeah. I didn't watch Vengeance Day.
You didn't? I went back. I didn't watch it live. I went back and watched it because we were busy yesterday.
Mm-hmm. By the time I got home, it was late,
we were doing Girl Scout cookie deliveries yesterday.
Oh, Dad, you should have. Okay, we'll talk on afterwards because I would buy a box. You just have to ship
cookies, y'all. No, but I did go back and watch it. So there was a tag match between Kaden Carter and Katana Chance versus Fallon Henley and Kiana James for the NXT Women's Tag Team Championships.
Yep.
Did not see this coming. A match. Yeah, I'm not talking about NXT SP. To be honest, I watched NXT last week, so we're just not about Vengeance Day.
I'm happy for these girls. I didn't think that they were going to change them. I saw the highlights. I did see that part. Again, I did not think that they were going to change the champs right away, but with NXT, they do give the girls a good 2-3 months, and then you go to the next run. They keep it going. I feel like they treat it like the TNT title, for the guys, not the women. So
I'm assuming maybe Katana and Cadence might move up.
Okay, but if
IDK,
they move up,
I don't know. Okay, it was a fast-paced match, a little sloppy at points, but they did.
It can be very sloppy. Yes,
they all did good. I did not see Fallon and I almost said Fallon and Henley. Jesus Christ. I didn't see Fallon and Kiana winning.
Me neither. Not at all.
A little shocked. But there were some fun spots in the match. There was a part where Carter was messing with the boys. Brent, is it Brent or whatever? She was messing with them, and that was pretty funny. And then when I guess James held down Carter's feet to keep her pinned, so they won by cheating. So I don't know if I guess Henley and Kiana James don't always get along, but they're a tag team.
Yes.
Which is their thing.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
So I'm assuming she's gonna be pissed that she held down her feet to cheat to get the win. I guess that will probably happen. So we'll see. I don't know. I was kind of surprised. But I guess we'll see where it goes. More so, the one I was more excited about was Roxanne Perez versus Gigi Dolan versus JC Jane. 3 amazing women. I absolutely love every single one of them. For the NXT Women's Championship, this was also, to me, this was a fun match. They obviously were teaming up on Roxanne a lot. And it obviously came down to them having to fight each other. I think there was a spot where JC was supposed to land on Roxanne, and instead she landed on Gigi, and that kind of started or stopped the teaming up thing. And they were like, oh, okay, like, all right, let's go then. So then they all started attacking each other. Again, there were some fun spots. At the end, there was a top rope scene where Roxanne kicked Gigi into a table, and she did super pop rocks off the top turnbuckle to JC Jane.
Yes.
And got the win. I thought it was a very fun match. They got some good time. Pop rocks.
Pop rock.
I think we all knew she was going to retain, but it's cool to see the way they got there. I am very interested to see what happens with Toxic Attraction now. I mean, I think
now they should have been brought those girls up. Like, don't bring the other 2 up. Bring those girls up. They are main roster ready. Like, they've been ready.
I would love to see them on main roster. Again, I don't think
they need to be on SmackDown.
I don't know how serious you're taking the tag titles on the main roster.
They haven't been taking the tag titles serious in a long time.
For the women.
The women's tag team, I think they were just giving it to us to just shut us up. And then, they have treated it like second class. I'm not even gonna say what I was gonna say. Sorry, never mind.
Will said, I love how Booker T is supposed to be unbiased, but Booker T is the most biased mofo when it comes to Roxanne. As soon as Roxanne hits, doesn't matter who she's going against.
That's his girl.
Man.
He raised her. He's that is, you know how you like raise your baby and now they're like flourishing into like, that's
a
Booker
proud
T.
pop.
And that's fine. Like, he can get all the credit because she came out of his school. She learned from him. So he's going to say it all. I mean, I would too.
I get it. It's like Corey Graves and Carmella.
Yes.
Carmella's face. Corey Graves would still praise Carmella. It doesn't matter.
Yep.
It is what it is. There are just certain people you're unbiased. You're biased towards. It is what it is. I actually love how much he hypes that girl up. So congratulations to Fallon and Kiana and Roxanne for their wins at NXT Vengeance. I thought it was a good show overall. All the matches, what you call them, like dislocated or broke his finger. It was like, sorry, I'm like flipping off the camera. Sorry, I didn't mean to flip y'all off, but it was like all like. Booker,
and then Booker always
throwing shade towards the New Day.
Always.
I know. I don't know why either. I don't understand Booker. Why are you such a hater, man? How can you hate the New Day though?
Right. I guess he has to be that hail commentator. I don't know what it is. Maybe he doesn't feel that way in real life, but I guess when he's on camera, he has to do that to them. I would hope doesn't feel that way. But hey.
Eddie James, I can't. He said Happy Black History Month to Kiana James and Sol Ruca. Did you see that picture of the Black History Month and all the NXT talent? And Sol Ruca was there, and I was like, what the fuck's happening? I was like, why is she on this? I had no clue that woman was mixed. None. It threw me off. I was like, why did they put this woman on this poster? And I was like, and then she actually responded to whoever posted it and was like, yes, guys, I'm half, and then post a picture of her dad. And I'm like, wow.
She didn't have to do that, but okay.
Well, she did. It wasn't like in a bad, like no one said anything bad. But
Okay.
she saw people questioning it in the comments, just like, what? So Ruka, what? And then she was like, haha, guys, yes, I'm half. Like, it was more lighthearted. It wasn't like anyone said anything bad. Thank God. It wasn't a negative.
I saw that
thing.
picture and I didn't really even question it. I was like, okay, this is cute. I love like
cute.
the whole like but a lot of to be honest, like a lot of people have been putting like their own little like groups of like factions and like podcast people. They all been doing all of that. Like they did a woman's one that I saw you featured on. So it's like there's a lot of people that like put these things together. So
no, it was very cute. It was very cute, and it was just funny. I think a lot of people did not know. I'm
just mad they put Reggie up there as Scripps with that stupid mask on there. That's what pissed me off. Not the fact that he was next to Homegirl. The fact that they put Reggie on there as Scripps instead of as Reggie. But whatever. That's just me.
I can't. It's because Kofi passed Booker for the most tag team title reigns in WWE history. What? So Booker's mad? Booker, come on, man.
Yeah, sit down
At some point, someone's gonna pass your reign. It's gonna happen to everybody. It's fine. Well, yeah, in character. I know it's in character. I just think it's hilarious.
It's fine, SP. Like that. Yeah, it's fine. Don't worry about
it. Took everything for me not to comment on that pic. Like, where the fuck?
It's cool. I don't do that. I don't do honest, it for that.
So I was tagged in it. I didn't look closely at the picture. Like, people. I'll be honest. I get mass tagged in a lot of things, and so I like glance at them real quick, and I just move on. Because it's typically a notification. I'm like, oh, okay. And I move on. I actually didn't even look at everybody that was in the picture. I honestly have no clue. I think I saw the rest of the girls. Shout out to them.
Yes, shout out to them.
And a couple other people that I know. But I didn't look at the picture. I just saw them tagged. So I didn't even realize Krssi wasn't in it. And I apologize.
You don't. Why would you apologize?
I'm going on break.
No, you didn't make that.
Redo the picture. Not... You know what? I'm gonna remake it. I'm gonna put your little photo right on top of right on the top. I'll do it. Fine.
I love
you. Do not forget Krssi Love. Thank you for the picture. But do not forget Miss Krssi Love. The princess.
Book is very Book has
Queen
been petty.
Of True Hill Heat.
Thank you, Boo, for this.
I cannot. So Ruka has more of her mother's skin tone than her dad. I assumed. Frantic.
But again,
right.
we. It's. I was more a fact that I didn't pay her any mind. I was more looking at Reggie than her. Sorry.
She's like, I was more bothered this man had his mask on.
I was more bothered. I was like, why they put Reggie there like as Scripps? I was like, we ain't seen Scripps in like how long now? And I'm like, oh, poor Reggie. He's just trying to make lemon out of lemonade, like make lemons into lemonade. It's whatever. Like, hey.
He really is. And I think that was it, right?
Yeah.
Yes. All right, let's talk about Dynamite. We had Jade Cargill versus Red Velvet. Jade 49-0 going against Red. They did this spot that Sasha and Bianca did very similar to at WrestleMania.
Yes.
And they pulled it off. Great. The match was fun. Thought Red Velvet tried to get as much offense in as she could.
Yes, she really did.
Was laying
so little.
in.
Yes.
She's so little compared to Jade. But she was going off, man. And I actually thought it was a great match.
A decent match, yeah. One of I think Jade's better matches out of the ones that she has
Jade
had.
has come a long way, you guys. Jade has come a long way in the ring, and you can tell. And I just want to give her props because she was given so much shit for so long for being green and and people weren't giving her a chance, even though she's this dominant superstar. The way she carries herself, and she's just getting better and better. Obviously she won. She is now 50-0. So
now who is going to?
So
who can now take over the ring?
I need to throw this out here to the AEW folks.
I'm ready for it to be done now.
I'm throwing this out to the AEW folks. So personally, I would love to see Chris Statlander come back and end it. That's who I would like to see end it. Realistically, I think she's the only one that can. 2, they seem to use a lot of the same formulas with Jade. And I would really like them to change it up.
Change it up a little bit. Yes.
Let's change it up a bit. Because we get it. She's dominant, 50-0, we got it. Yep. People are going to start getting bored. As much as a star that she is, as much as she carries herself, her look, the whole thing, amazing. But they use the same formula with her, and they have this whole time. And it's like, let's do something different. We got to start doing something different, or people are going to stop caring. It's great that she's dominant, but if you don't give a shit why she's dominant, you know what I mean? I can't pronounce her name, and I apologize. McCasp says, I'm calling it right now. Thunder Rosa needs to dethrone Jade at Double or Nothing. AEW needs to build her up to give fans a reason to think she will lose.
I mean, if Thunder wants to come back and do that, sure, I'm down for that. But it got to be someone that's so strong and dominant.
It has to be somebody,
It has to be
dominant, but like so good in the ring, whether she's little or big or whatever.
Yes,
that Jade's size doesn't matter. And Kris Statlander to me has the size. She has the popularity. And I think people would pop for her to get her first title. Especially of that significance, of that caliber. Thunder Rosa, I don't know. I like Thunder Rosa, but the crowd with AEW seems to like have like turn their backs on her almost.
They flip flop on her. You know what it is? No, it's not even the fans. It's the cities they go to. That's what it is. Because us as fans that are home like her. Well, I love her. But I feel like when they go to different towns and cities and arenas and things like that, I could be wrong. But
I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is. And when that whole thing came out with like she had heat, or not heat, but like backstage issues with Britt and blah blah, like all these fans are turning against her. And there were like these reports of her working stiff and I don't know. I don't know. I don't know if she's the one. I don't know if Tony will do it. I don't know if Tony would have Thunder Rosa do that. I mean, look at her reign as the AEW Women's Champion. It fucking sucked. Like, he had her relegated to the back most of the time when she wasn't wrestling. And while her entrances were grand, she had good matches. The feuds and the builds fucking sucked. Barely let her speak. And I understand that she is English. She even said she wants to get better at promos or whatever. I don't think she's going to be the one. I don't think Tony will make her be the one. I'm interested to see what SP thinks. Who realistically can beat Jade? I'm probably asking this wrong. Who realistically would the fans be okay beating Jade? Does that make sense? And I think Kris Statlander is the only one. Like she's maybe Jamie Hayter, but she's already she's already
champion. I feel like Willow might be a good one. I mean, I know they've done it already.
Willow could be a good one if they build her for it. You have to build somebody up to this. Because 50-0 is no joke. SP said Willow Nightingale is the best story because she's failed twice.
Yeah.
I was when you mentioned Willow, I was like, okay, yeah. Those are the only two people at this point. Kris Statlander or Willow are the only two people I can really see being.
And I think Willow is I think for me, I think she might be the best pick because the crowd loves her.
Crowd does love her. I love Willow. You know,
I love Willow. I remember when I first saw
I would be here for it.
I'm here for it. I stand for Willow. I feel like she because what is Jade a heel-ish?
Jade's a heel.
So maybe we need a face now, so we can have Willow. She is a face, and
Statlander and Willow are both faces.
They both, so it could be a good run for the two. Who knows?
I know. We'll figure it out though, folks. But I think a lot of people are waiting for this to end now. And I think it's because, again, they use the same formula for her. So if they're going to keep her dominant and keep her this way, you got to change the formula you're using with her.
It's stale. That's just what it is. It's like
backstage interviews with the baddies.
And she only has one baddie now. Like, she doesn't even have baddies. She has a bad... The baddies are gone. Like,
baddie.
Baddie, like they don't even have the group.
Jake
like
Cargill
it was
and the baddie,
right? It was cool when she had the three of them, and now it's just one girl. And who is Layla? She's great too, but
Sheeta is wonderful. But
Sheeta's
number one is she's heel now, right? Or we don't know.
Sheeta's more like
Again, gone. I don't know if Tony will pull that trigger.
Right.
He has not shown me that he's behind Sheeta like that. Anyway, Saraya and Tony Storm. Oh, I'm sorry. Jamie Hayter and the Bunny, I believe, set a match for Rampage.
Mm-hmm.
And while that was happening, Saraya and Tony Storm were attacking Britt Baker in the back.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And Saraya yelled, "AEW is our house."
That's it.
And that happened. I'm sorry.
That happened. They are now heels. These two ladies have now taken upon themselves, and they want to be causing any type of destruction that they can find. So ladies have to watch out now.
To previous WWE people versus AEW homegrown people. Is that what we're doing? Is that what this is? Sorry. Krssi Frantic said it. I really like this AEW OGs versus AEW Outsiders storyline with the women's division.
Yeah.
Okay, see, it's working for him.
Mm-hmm.
Good.
It's not bad. I like the formula because you need the ladies to do something besides the whole Jade thing. You have, the champion, so you need some other girls that are filler in to do these things. So I like it. Right, it's working for most folks. I like it. I like the formula. Make the outsiders that came in that wanted to be here go against the girls that has been here. I like it. Some type of substance. You got to have some type of stories. We can't keep doing the same. You just say you were bored with the formula from Jade.
I didn't say I didn't like it.
Oh, okay. You're just silent. That's why. I don't know.
I have thoughts, but as long as everybody's okay with it.
Say your thoughts. That's why we're here, girl. This is our platform. I'm not going to crucify you. You know that. I love you. And if someone else do, then I'll beat them. That's fine. It's okay.
I like the idea.
Say with your chest, friend.
I like the idea.
Okay.
How they've executed it
mm-hmm.
doesn't make sense to me. It would have been cool
mm-hmm.
if when Saraya came in
mm-hmm. from the get-go,
that she rallies or brings together your outsiders.
Okay, I see where you're going. I see
there are women in AEW that are AEW homegrown, as they're calling them, that don't like each other.
But
all of a sudden, we are fighting together
because
because Saraya assembled all these outsiders, right? It would make sense to me then that all these people now want to work together on this side and all the people want to work together on this side because you now have a threat, right? So I have no problem with it. The execution of it for me just
didn't go.
It was random.
Well.
It was random. They just turned heel and I was like, okay, cool. It is what it is. I again, to your point, it's different. I'm perfect. I'm here for it. But there's no reason why Ruby Soho would necessarily want to work with.
But yeah, that threw me off. That part threw me off. Now, first of all, you've beat my ass several times. Now I'm begging for you to be at your, like, I'm telling you, I didn't do it. I was not there. That's not me. Like, I feel like they're making her look weak. Ruby.
Yeah. So, there are things I question. However, it is what it is. As long as we get there, the beginning of it to me just didn't make sense. I get where they're going. I get the outsiders versus OGs. I'm okay with that. Anyway, was that it for Dynamite? Was there any other segments that I missed?
No. Blood and guts for the women.
You know what would be cool, though? You know what would be cool? So like a Trojan horse type situation where Ruby's acting like she's okay working with AEW people and she actually ends up attacking them. That would be fucking cool. I'd be here for it.
I like it.
I'm just saying that could be where it's going, and I'd be completely okay with that. And it would make more sense to me. I don't care how many promos someone cuts about, well, I bled with this person. So, okay, you bled with half the WWE women too. So what? Like, anyway, I'm done.
Right. I like that. Yeah, you have a great point, SP. She has not chosen a side. But yes, she could be the Trojan horse and lead the girls into it and then be rallied up with them. And now we can be like, really these cool. Girls against the other girls. I like it. We could do like a little tag. We could have like a little faction. It can work. It can work. It has the recipe to be good.
I kind of want them to call themselves the Outsiders. Can they do that?
Right.
That would be a cool name.
Oh, I see it. Don't make it in black and red. Make it a different color, like blue and green or something.
I don't mean actually bled with the SP. I don't mean actually physically bled with the WWE women. I mean, she has history with the WWE. Anyway.
The AEW Outsiders. I like that name, guys.
I like the Outsiders. I like that name. I actually really do like that name.
And let them
at Tony Khan.
Let them be like, because remember, Britt is already she's a face from forever. She will always be the girl for them. However, we need something to ruffle it up. You know how we have to call the numbers. We need to shake things up a little bit. We need to shake this women's division up a little bit, and I think this is the good formula for it.
Yeah. I actually think AEW women's division is looking a little better.
Yeah.
Booking wise than some of that WWE shit that's happening right now.
Oh, they booked the Renegade Twins? Nice. Okay, that's what's up. And I like them. I think they're these girls. We'll talk about it on for Rampage, the girls. So I like that. Yes. Okay, next.
Let's talk about SmackDown. Oh, SP said it's been a lot better since Full Gear when Hater won. That's what I'm saying. It has been. Admittedly, as not an AEW constant watcher, from what I have seen and highlights I've seen, their women's division has actually been doing good. Great. It's not.
And they're featured every week on both shows.
Well, I don't watch Rampage. That's why I always rely on you for that. However, I do see the highlights from that. And again, not just them being featured, but they're actually putting time into some of these things. And so
not just on Dark anymore. They are on all three platforms. They're all three shows. They're getting
and I think that's all what most people were asking for in the first place was just for them to be consistently featured. And not just in backstage interviews with Tony Schiavone. Oh my God, do you have the video? Tony Schiavone.
Oh yeah, Tony Schiavone was talking a lot of
Hey everybody, it's Tony Schiavone of All Elite Wrestling, and this is True Hill Heat, and I said it right, you motherfuckers.
Love Tony.
I forgot about the keyword. All right, let's move on to.
Yes,
SmackDown.
Those were great ones. SP, those were good. Yeah, the Rampage.
I saw that one actually. I saw that one.
Okay.
They did wonder. That was a great match. Hater versus Sakura on 127. I did not see that.
Yeah, it was really good. That one I think was better than the Sheeta one. Sorry.
Was it?
Me personally, I like that one better than the Sheeta one. What do you think, SP?
I'll watch it.
No,
if SP suggests a match, it's typically for a reason. So
yes, they were chopping each other. I think the Rampage, they turned and they closed out Rampage too. They were the headliners for Rampage.
The main event.
They were the main event, and they went at it. Those girls were killing it that night. Okay, go ahead. Finish.
DJ Eric, greetings, True Hill Heat fam, SP3, and these two lovely ladies. What's up, Eric?
Hi, Eric.
Let's move on to SmackDown. We had a title match for the SmackDown Women's Champion between Charlotte Flair and Sonya Deville. So I guess we already knew who was going to win this one because Rhea Ripley picked Charlotte Flair. Look, if she is going to pick Charlotte, can we wait until like the Monday after we know Charlotte's for sure still the champion? Even though we probably had no doubt that she was going to be champion, let's just try and leave it a mystery.
Charlotte, anyway, can you throw your new robe away? I hate it. I don't like the two horns sticking up in the back. It looks stupid. It looks distracting. It's not cute at all.
Wait, what?
In her new robe, she has these two horns that are sticking out.
Oh, does she?
Yeah, it's not cute. It's actually hideous. Throw it away. Sorry, Romeo. Love you, Charlotte, but I don't love the outfit. The aesthetics is not there.
Yeah, I do like.
I love the remix thing.
Yes,
the music is on.
To the queen.
Yes, I love that. Whoa. I love the remix of it. You needed that. You needed to revamp that. I got that part.
So someone posted, and I haven't fact checked, but someone posted that the only two women now that have CFO themes are Bianca Belair and Becky Lynch. Everyone else has gotten a different theme from Def Rebel. Was it Def Rebel?
Whatever. People that do that music. Okay.
Charlotte Flair versus Sonya Deville on SmackDown. This was probably it was actually a decent match.
It was. Sonya can wrestle.
She can when you let her have. Sonya to me has to have the right person across from her. I think I told you guys months ago. Whenever they did Sonya versus Ronda, I actually enjoyed that match. Y'all need to go back and watch it.
Yeah, it was good.
But I liked it. And I was like, Sonya got to show off her mat work that she knows very well.
Right. And it also gave Ronda more of a person that can like do the same thing that she does. Yep. And they can showcase and make each other look good. We've said this on our show. I think that was one of Ronda's better matches.
I agree. And this was a good match between Charlotte and Sonya. It was a fun match. It was competitive. There were some near falls. Sonya and Charlotte both looked really good in this match. Obviously Charlotte retained. She won. She is still your SmackDown Women's Champion. Shocker. But she is. And then I think she cut a promo backstage. That's when she was like, "I'm proud of Rhea, and she's become this down." And I'm like,
"How do you like? What are you saying? Like, where did we go wrong? Like, why are you're Charlotte freaking Flair? You should not have to do this."
Yeah, I don't know. All right. What else was on SmackDown? Oh, we had a fatal 4-way match to determine who else was going to be in the Elimination Chamber match. So we had Natalya, Shotzi, Zelina Vega versus Shayna Baszler in a fatal 4-way match on SmackDown to qualify to be in the Elimination Chamber. Again, fun match. Zelina got a lot of offense in. Zelina looked fucking incredible.
They don't give Zelina. I would rather replace someone else and put Zelina in the match. I know she wouldn't win, but I feel like Zelina would give more of
the character. Like she has a lot of character, a lot of.
They don't give Zelina enough credit. I swear.
Like she is fun in matches. Like I would personally replace Nikki Cross with Zelina Vega. That's me. But Zelina, when they need to let this wrestle more. She's good. And she's
so good. She's so good.
Looks
and she has
amazing.
She has relationships with Rhea, with Bianca. Like they all came up together and they dropped he drops the ball on this stuff. Like it's there. The formula is there. You just won't execute it. You're getting the math problem wrong.
And look, I think most of us knew Natalya was winning when this all got made because not unfortunately, that sounds wrong. Elimination Chamber is in Canada, which is obviously Natalia's going to be there. It's Canada.
Right.
However, I would have loved for Zelina Vega. I think I was rooting for Zelina or Shotzi.
Yep.
Give
the other girls a chance, but she's going to Canada. She has to rep. She has to get her pop. She's not going to win. So
and let's just be real. Natty is the Iron Woman here, right? They need the Iron Woman in this match. It's Natty. She will keep the pace.
She will carry the. She will carry the match.
She will carry the match. She will make sure everyone else looks good. She's not winning, obviously. I know why they put Natty in things, so I'm not complaining. I would have loved for Zelina to get this spotlight, because I think Zelina would have gone the fuck off in the Elimination Chamber, for being honest. That's just me. Anyway, Natalya did win the match, and she will be added to the Elimination Chamber match, which leaves one more spot, which will be determined on Monday Night Raw tomorrow. I think other than that, that's all that happened on SmackDown.
What's so confusing to me, though?
What?
We have Elimination Chamber for the Raw title, but we have women from SmackDown competing,
which is different. Which is different than how Vince would have done it, because Vince had always kept Elimination Chamber was either all Raw or all SmackDown.
Correct. That's where I'm getting. That's where I wanted to get. My point is, that's the change that he's made. And I'm guessing also because Rhea has also picked someone from SmackDown. A SmackDown
star. Yep.
So now we're gonna have a Raw and a SmackDown person go against each other. Okay.
I think it's been, at least since Hunter's taken over, maybe even before, the draft hasn't been shit. There have been Raw stars on SmackDown,
I've never been
a
fan of the draft. I'm sorry. I hate it. I've always hated draft.
I don't give a shit. I know people are like, I say this all the time, and I always get shit for it, but I'm like, do away with it. Who gives a shit? Make 2 rosters, and if it makes sense for someone to go over to the other one or vice versa, then do it. I don't care. I could give a shit if the match makes sense between whoever. Then let them do it. And I don't care what roster they're on. I'm actually happy to see SmackDown and Raw girls in the Elimination Chamber match.
Yep.
Why does it have to be all one brand? I'm fine with it. It is what it is. The thing with Rhea picking Charlotte that confused me is, to your point, she's part of Judgment Day. So is she pulling double duty? Is she going to be... Let's say she does beat Charlotte. She's now on SmackDown. Does Judgment Day move to SmackDown, or is she part of Judgment Day and just on SmackDown? That's what I'm trying to figure out. Unless they're gonna have her lose to Charlotte, which will completely defeat the purpose of this whole fucking build Rhea has had. Anyway, sorry, we already vented about that. I apologize. That's all that happened on SmackDown, I believe. I will now turn to my friend Krssi Love for AEW Rampage, because I have no clue what the fuck happened.
SP has given 2 great points. I want you to go give your first point first when you talked about Asuka and SmackDown. Yes, thank you, SP. We talked about this on True Hill Heat yesterday, and I totally agree with you, because of this. This would have made sense, especially for Asuka. She's now has the blue and white paint. SmackDown is what? Blue. Blue. Yep. She has the blue stuff coming out of her mouth.
Blue. Yep.
It would have made more sense. Yes, if you need someone to get revenge, that would have been the girl that needed the revenge, because you messed up my streak. Boo.
And if you want to tell a story, we talk about over and over again how Asuka's kind of gone downhill since being on main roster. How she hasn't been consistently booked. And you could say it all fucking started when Charlotte ended her streak. So if you really want to tell a story and have some history, and you now have a Asuka that's changed and badass because she's been constantly beat, constantly overlooked, constantly whatever, that is a fucking redemption story you want to see. That is somebody you're like, fuck, like Asuka is going to get this woman back. Because she could sit there and blame Charlotte for her downfall. Ever since. Charlotte's also the one that beat Asuka for the SmackDown Women's Championship, where Charlotte brought it into the main event of WrestleMania. I don't remember that, but people felt horrible for Asuka because Asuka was the SmackDown Women's Champ and she hadn't been on TV in almost 3 or 4 months, and they put her back on TV and Charlotte beats her for the title. And people were pissed, livid. So if you really want to tell a story, that could have been the way you went. You would have Bianca versus Rhea, Charlotte versus Asuka, which are two huge matches for these
one
women.
On each night.
And they both have history. And they both have a story to tell. And that is the direction we could have went in. But now...
Talk about it, sis. Talk about it.
Why does Asuka have a gripe with Bianca? For fucking what? If Asuka wins, what's the story? Besides Asuka's changed, Bianca's a badass. It'll be a great fucking match. Do not get me wrong. She has no gripe with Bianca Belair. She has a gripe with Charlotte Flair. Rhea Ripley and Bianca have grown up together. They have dominated at the same time on equal levels away from each other. And now you have two Goliaths meeting. And that in itself is a huge story.
Now, as far as Judgment Day is concerned, we did have Ray leave Raw to go to SmackDown. He begged Triple H he was quitting, but Triple H was like, "No, I'll move you over here." Now you can kind of somewhat tweak the Judgment Day just a teach and put him over there to cause havoc, because now remember they just had that whole little scene from Friday where Dom where they had the whole race car thing. Rhea was not there, of course, but you kind of can play that story in. However, I feel like they still dropped the ball on the two, because again, the girl was on Raw. Judgment Day is dominating on Raw, which is like the second, like SP said, it's the second thing. It's the second storyline besides the bloodline. This is something that has layers to it. It's peeling back the layers, and you now kind of like messing with something that's already like good. You're kind of messing up something that is actually good that we are enjoying.
So I'm gonna ask this though, SP. This is a good point. However, is the bloodline still around after WrestleMania? Because if they're not, Judgment Day might be able to move into that top faction category on SmackDown.
Right.
Do you see what I'm saying? If this is truly the fall of the bloodline, which we don't know if it is or not, it seems like there's cracks, but we don't know if it's the downfall. If it is the downfall, they could easily move into that number one faction spot. SP said, I think they will be, just not with Roman, maybe. Gotcha. Okay. Bonkers asked, where is Becky and Rhea's showdown? So I think the Becky and Rhea showdown was more of a preview of what's to come. If Rhea becomes champion.
Yes.
And again, we don't know who's going to be on what show if they're doing the draft. Who knows? We truly don't know.
And you have to remember, once you start taking people, you have to remember they're with their mates. They try to keep people and their mates together. So with that being said, now you have to think about, who are we going to switch? I'm going to switch this person and that person over here. More than likely, the Street Profits, if they go there, Bianca will go over here. Seth and Becky, they will go over there. Like they try to tend to keep people together. So that it doesn't create any type of like.
So let's say Rhea becomes champion. They move Charlotte over to Raw. You move Becky and Seth over to SmackDown. You maybe eventually get your Roman versus Seth match eventually. And then you get Becky versus Rhea. I think it was more of a tease as to what's to come, more so than it was like, oh, this shit's happening right now. I think that was you still have this to look forward to in the future. Because I do believe Rhea will be champion. I just thought she was going to beat, I honestly thought she was going to beat Bianca. I really did.
I mean, Bianca, again, Bianca has been doing this for a whole year. She's been working. So maybe she needs a little bit of a break. They're going to do the reality show. So maybe they're going to be off TV for a minute. Like, these things that are going to be happening. Like,
Yeah.
She was on Wheel of Fortune looking beautiful. I mean, I didn't see the actual show, but she did she showed pictures.
She looked beautiful.
Bailey was there too. I mean, so this is cool. Like, these are things that they're working. These girls are out there working when they're not on TV. And they're also doing weekly shows.
Yep.
When does the girls get to rest?
Like last night, they did a tag match at the house show between Io and Bailey and Bianca and Becky. And they were like, it was incredible. They were like, the match.
They had a house show plus NXT. Like, the girls are working.
Like,
when did we have time for this? Was this before NXT or afterwards?
Yes. So obviously we'll see. Again, there were decisions made that I don't necessarily agree with, that don't make sense. But Hunter has continuously said he has a bigger picture in his head, and that's what he's working off of. And so I don't know what that bigger picture is. Right now, this shit don't make sense to me. Who knows? Anyway, sorry. What happened on Rampage? We were talking about Rampage, or starting to. I did not watch.
Rampage. Okay, so as you saw from Dynamite, we seen that Saraya and Tony had beat up. Was it the Bunny? I believe they beat up.
Yeah.
Which one? They beat up the Bunny. So
that caused us. No, Saraya and Tony beat up Britt.
Yes, they beat up Britt. So, with that being said, they now have a match on Friday against the Renegade Twins that they are now signed. I believe someone just said they signed them onto AEW, so welcome. That's good for them. And they had a great they had a good match between the two of them. And then at the end, they had green spray paint, and they sprayed, was it L's on them? I think it said L, so I guess L's for like losers. And they their gear, they have on black and green now. So if we make the outsiders black with green or like white and green, I'm with it. I'm here for the whole AEW outsiders. Let's do that.
I want it. I'm gonna go on Twitter and at Tony
thank
and
you,
Saraya.
I correct myself. They were not signed. I think they're in the talks of it being signed. But thank you. Yes,
they are the outsiders. Yeah, I want gear. I want merch. It says the outsiders, and I want it to be a thing. It needs to be a thing. I want it to be a thing.
It was an L. Yes, thank you, Frantic. It was an L. I guess L for losers. Great. And
the sun's in my face, y'all.
Yes, it's moved now. It was on your other side now. Now it's moved to the. It's in the center. But yes, a fun match between the girls. And at first I was questioning why are they making these girls heel? But then now as we get the layers to it, Stephanie is shining on us. Yes, she is shining on us. Yes, she's shining on these hoes. But at first I was questioning the point of why are we now doing this to Saraya? Why do we not just make her do this when she first came in? As you said from before, I did question that.
Right.
But I guess you have to fill out the layers. She had to like come in and fill out the crowd. And then she probably was like, you know what? I don't need this shit. Let's just run and just do these things. So I feel the layer and the story being planted, if that makes the seeds are there. And then now we have to see if it's going to blossom and flourish. So yes, I do agree with what you said. Let's just make Saraya just come over here and just be like this from the get-go. But I feel like she needed to like come in and kind of like maneuver her way and like fill out the faces and be a baby face first from her comeback after being out of the ring. Yes.
In that sense. And I think and maybe she has, so correct me if I'm wrong. If she had
so you got to throw your L's up. And now you have
promo.
You have the ones for WWE, you have the L's for them.
Wait, is that backwards? Hold on. There you go.
Yes.
It's in the sun. I did she cut a promo ever that said, you know what, I came in here with open arms, you know, I tried to embrace you guys as my own. I understand this was not my home or where I came from, but you guys were complete assholes to me, and so fuck y'all. You know what I mean? And have Tony do the same thing where she's like, you know, I was champion. Y'all were over here cheering for Jamie Hayter the whole time, and you didn't even respect the fact of what I was doing. You know what I mean? Like, give me a reason as to why they are now mad. Again, I don't know if they already cut that promo, but that would make more sense to me. Either way, I'm an outsider.
Outsiders for life.
Tony kind of did for her saying that these homegrown haven't embraced them and haven't been through what they've been through.
Which is,
so she cut a promo on the talent, but not on the crowd per se.
Correct.
Okay.
Correct.
Got it.
Correct.
Got it.
So that's why they're wreaking havoc and now trying to like dominate
Decimate
the girls.
them all. All right. I can take it.
Mm-hmm.
I got it. All right. I think that was it for Rampage. There is one more match I want to talk about, and I don't know how many of y'all watch Stardom.
Yes.
I will be completely honest. I think you all know I do not watch much outside of WWE and some AEW for the fact that I have a whole fucking family and I just don't have the time to do so.
But when SP tells us to do something, we have to do it, and we do it.
When SP says y'all need to see this shit, we're like, okay. So there was a Stardom match between Giulia and Suzuki.
Good job. Yay.
I passed. And that's it. I just want to say the name. No, I'm just kidding. On Stardom.
Which, by the way, has like a lot of. We don't watch these things again. I don't watch New Japan often, but when I do get to watch them, I do see great things happening for the women over there, and these are places that usually don't allow certain things like this to happen. But
random thought. First of all, I love Giulia's music. Mm-hmm. It is very calming and it makes me happy. And I listened to it a couple times like a dork because I'm like, God, I love her music.
You really?
I really did. Like, it's so calming. And I'm like, God, it just makes you feel like a great person. And I don't even know if she's her face or if that's even a thing, but like her music is just, I just love it. Anyway, that's not what we're here for. But
just a thing real quickly. We talk about all of women's wrestling. Some other girls are not touching on all of these things. They're just talking about the standard shows that everyone else is watching. Us here at Serving Face and Hill, we do everybody. We give everyone the love.
We give everyone love. If we know about it, look, again, I don't have the time to watch it all, y'all. But if something is suggested to me, whether that's from you, who our audience, or SP or anybody, when they suggest me to watch something, I will do it because they've taken the time to go, no, you really need to watch.
Right. We love wrestling, and that's what we love
suggestions. So if you guys ever have suggestions for us for matches you want us to watch and we can talk about on here,
yes,
we fully welcome it.
Well, we talk about women's wrestling.
We did
that's
watch
what we
this
want
match.
To do. Yes,
did watch this match, and a couple things. Number one, I think it was almost 35 minutes.
Hello, talk about
fucking unheard of.
Hello,
in American wrestling world for the women.
I think the most we've made will get maybe is like 20, if that, and that's even like a stretch. We get that's a Rumble 15 match. Minutes.
I'm just kidding. I was joking.
We'll get a good solid 15.
We'll get 15. Yeah, 15 solid for a big match. First of all, these two women. This is me. I'm an outsider. This is an outsider watching this. All right, I don't watch Stardom that often. And I don't know much about these two women. Okay, so this is me going in blind. Not necessarily knowing everything.
Yes.
But they show the recap video at the beginning, and it shows Giulia crying, and it's in Japanese, so I have no clue what the fuck's going on. But just by her body language, I'm like, okay, she's heard about something. She looks like she's hurt, so she's upset. And so I'm like, okay, so maybe they're feuding. She hurt her, so they're feuding something. I really didn't know. So I'm watching this. First of all, the strikes in this match look so incredibly real and painful, and they might be real, but there were times I gasped.
Yeah, because you didn't know because the bumps they did. That's what you're gasping about, because these bumps are like
the head hits, the kicks, the slams, it was just insane. insane.
It also
And
reminds
Japanese,
me.
thank you, Frantic. Right, I'm talking about Japanese wrestling, not. I'm talking about the. Sorry, let me back up. Not Giulia wasn't talking. It was them recapping their story in Japanese.
Yes.
And I didn't understand it because obviously I do not speak Japanese. So, but I was watching their body language, and Giulia's crying, and she's like upset, and I'm like, what? Okay, so she's mad at her. Something happened.
Something happened between the two of the ladies.
Backstory.
Yeah, right.
And so regardless of me not knowing the backstory, I kind of had a gist for why they were fighting. But the hits in this were so personal, and something I absolutely loved watching was, so typically, and I'll use WWE for example because that's the main one I watch. When someone does a kick to somebody and they sell it and they fall and they're there for a while. In this, it was like they were relentless. They would kick them hard. They do a quick sell and they kind of shake out of it, pop up, do a kick of their own. The other one would like go, oh shit. Like
it was like blow for blow, back and forth.
It was like blow for blow. And there was no like overselling point per se, where it was like, that was devastating. Oh my God, kicked out.
Like, it was a great wrestling match. That's why.
And they were both so driven and so like keen on not letting the other beat them that no matter how hard that person hit, they had to shake it off and be like, okay, like, and then go back at them. And it was just blow for blow. These two just went back and forth. And I told SP this earlier before we started recording, but something I love and that I would absolutely love to see WWE do, or any of the American promotions, and I don't think AEW does it, but when they both were laid out, right? And they got like knocked out. Their people would come over and check on them, give them water, kind of like a boxing match, but they'd be like, here, drink some water, it's gonna be okay. And it was like, it just added to the moment of like, you're in this for the long haul. Like, fuck, like, give me some water. Like, they give them water and make sure they're good. And then they both get up again and go, all right, like, let's go. And to me, it made it more realistic to a boxing match, if you will, or something like that, where you're tired, you're
but
beat up.
So they give you a little bit of strength.
Your team's behind you, rubbing your shoulders, or like, here you go.
I love the fact that was one of the things I also liked, the part where it reminded me, and I'm sure they've been doing this for a long time, but they had the camera people there taking pictures of the girls. And I was like, WWE used to do that a long time ago for like their big pay-per-views. Like they would have like the camera people around the ring as the wrestlers were wrestling. And this is when they had like the magazines and things like that. So it kind of gave like an homage of like things that would happen in like the 90s and 2000s, besides the water spot where they were, had like the boxing match or like a professional like MMA match, things like that. Those things, that would remind me. They have all these people taking pictures of them, the water, all those things remind me of like old things that they used to do. Now they didn't do the water part, but like things that could like, they could probably incorporate now as well, like to make them different, like come up with the times, be like renew yourself, things like that.
Yeah, no, I loved that. It's different. I would love to see American wrestling adopt some of these things, because it's like, again, it makes it more realistic. When you go in if you're truly in a blow for blow match or a hard hitting match, you're gonna get tired. And I think I told this to SP. So let's just take Damage Control for a second. Let's just cage match tomorrow with Becky and Bayley. And let's just say they're going at it. They're kicking each other's asses all over this ring. And, it'd be so cool to see Io and Dakota walk up to the outside of the fence, hand Bayley a bottle of water, and they'll be like, it's all right. You got this. You got, like, they can't
they can do that for the cage match on Monday.
But they're trying to hype her back up. Like, you got this. It's going to be okay. Like, to me, that would be so cool to see. And again, make it more realistic. Like, I need a fucking water break.
Yeah,
like, I need to drink some water.
I'm tired. I'm
tired.
Yeah.
The moves were insane off the top rope. I don't know the names of half of them, but like they were doing some slams, man, and like reversals. And then Giulia that was really cool. She was doing
I don't remember
these holds.
Right.
She was doing these holds, and every time Suzuki would get out of one, she'd just turn the arms differently and do a different hold. And then she'd get out of that one and she'd turn her arm a little differently and do a different hold. And it was like, it seemed impossible for Suzuki to get out of this. Like, to the point where it's like, no matter how she moved, Giulia was going to get her in that different hold. And it was like, how is she going to get out of this?
Giulia was there with the defense to like make her like, no. And you literally got like chills. As I was like, who's winning this? Like, I knew who was winning, but I was like, as you're watching, I'm like, you couldn't really tell like who was going to get the win. Like, it was just
the only way I could tell was because Suzuki got an infinite amount of offense in constantly throughout the whole match. And I'm like, she's looking really good. So I'm assuming Giulia's winning. See, I didn't know who was going to win. Because again, I don't know the backstory. I don't know where this was going, but
I only knew because we talked about it on True Hill yesterday. That's why. But other than that, like,
what a tequila shot move that Suzuki does when she grabbed Giulia's arm and leg and then hit like the page turner. She was hitting it so smooth. It's not, and that's the other thing too. Not only was it like the precision of some of these moves, like they both just move so well together. And I was
they have great chemistry. They work well to each other. Yes, they gel.
After
together.
The fact, Sid did give me the backstory of them and how long they've been wrestling each other and known each other. And I'm like, wow, it makes so much more sense. So what I'm trying to tell you is that they told a great story in the ring without me even knowing what the fuck their story was, if that makes sense.
So Giulia is Italian and Japanese. Is that correct? Is that what you're saying, Frantic?
Giulia's Italian and Japanese.
Wow.
Okay.
I can see a little bit of I see a little bit of it there now. Okay, great.
But Giulia did win. She got the W. To be honest, I didn't know what was going to happen. I thought these women were just going to be knocked out or something at the same time. Who knew? But the kicks that Suzuki was doing, I swear to God, I connected like 6 times. Like it maybe she's just that good, but there was one where Giulia was on the ground on her knees, and she does it wasn't a kick actually, it was a running knee. And I swear to God, I thought she broke her nose. Like I was like, because in the way Giulia fell, it was like she just collapsed, and I was like, oh my God, is she okay? Like they're just that good, and it's fantastic.
Yes.
If you haven't watched it, please go find the link and watch it. It just incredible match.
And like you said, it's something for like
25
women.
minutes.
Yeah,
but it felt like 30, but it was 25 minutes. And then after the match, Giulia, again, didn't understand it. I apologize. But Giulia does get on the mic and say something to Suzuki, and I can only guess it was
like
her
thank you, maybe
thanking her, and whatever. And it was emotional. It was really cool to watch. Giulia they're both amazing. Giulia has something a little more for me. She does great facial expressions. I'm a big facial expression person. Something else I love that Suzuki did that I also really like American wrestlers to do. And maybe some of them do. I'm saying none of them don't. But so she was super tired, and she starts hyping herself up, kind of. And she's on the mat, and Giulia's laid out on the outside, I want to say. And she starts yelling kind of at the crowd, but also at herself. And she's like, and she's like trying to like
get her like hype herself together. Yeah, hype herself up.
Yeah, she's like
get in the game. Like, come on,
you can tell she's
together.
Exhausted.
Yeah.
But she's like, I got this. Like, kind of like doing one of those, and not like a kind of like a beat the chest moment, where she's trying to like
focus, like get you, like focus. Get you in the game. Like, come on, like. What are you doing?
Like coaching herself almost. Yes. And I thought that was a really
like a
nice
little pep
touch.
talk, I want to say.
Basically, like to herself willing. But yeah, I mean, I really enjoyed
Wait, go back.
thing.
SP said They started wrestling together when Suzuki was 15 and Giulia was 23. Suzuki is only 20 years old. Wow.
What?
No, there's no way.
What?
No way. No, she's not 20.
She's only 20 years old?
She's a baby. Are you kidding me?
Are you shitting me?
I'm ashamed of myself. Jesus Christ.
So, wait, 15 and Giulia's 23. So, Giulia's 28 now.
Wow.
What? Wow. Hope we'll see Giulia at Forbidden Door pay-per-view. You know, Frantic, I'll be honest. I would love to see Giulia show up in a Hidden Door pay-per-view, or for Hidden Door.
Forbidden Door.
Forbidden Door pay-per-view. I would watch it. I would watch it.
Are they going to do another Forbidden Door this year? SP?
I feel like they should. The other one went well, right? It was very long, but I thought it went well. Tony Khan said yes. Sweet.
Great.
Suzuki became known for deathmatch wrestling, so she knows how to bring the violence. She does.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not kidding you. There is a spot, you guys, where she does this running knee, and I swear this woman broke this woman's face. Like I was like, oh my god, like it. And I don't know if it's because she slapped really hard. I think
it was the noise effect that, like, because you know
it was
they have
so loud. I was like,
I don't know how they could position themselves to do like that.
I don't get it either. Like
so
I always
cool,
look for the slap.
Me
and
too.
I'm like doing this. I'm like, where Seth is really good at it. I always watch Seth because I'm like, when is he doing the slap? Because you're looking, and I'm looking at his hand. I never see his hand hit his thigh.
The Usos are good at it too. The Usos are great.
I'm like, let me try.
Yeah.
I can't do it. But anyway, it was a great match. If you haven't watched it, please go watch it.
Yes.
SP said those strikes were vicious. They were.
Yes.
Forbidden Door didn't have 51 commercials or damn fat Kid Rock report.
You know what? Okay, see. SP.
You better leave that man alone. Look, it was a
They did have unnecessary commercials for they didn't. They had for us that was watching it live, Stephanie. They had unnecessary and for me, I don't even have the commercial parts. You know, I have the one. So they were giving they were showing promos of people that wasn't even necessarily needed.
Did they have? I didn't remember commercials. I saw the Becky and Seth Applebee's one.
That was good. They did another. They did a whole.
They did a Mountain Dew.
For my side,
right?
they did a whole bunch of they did a Mountain Dew one, and then they also did a whole bunch of promos. They did video packages of people. I guess it was filling times, get everything together. But yeah, for my side, I pay with no commercials, so I got all the promos and WOD stuff on.
Yeah, that's what I got. Yeah. The only other one I saw was again Applebee's, which was Becky and Seth. So I assumed
they did a Cody one again. They did something with Charlotte.
Yep, saw that.
They did which other one did they do? They talked about going to WrestleMania, of course.
Here's the thing about the performance, because I actually said this a while back. Something I love about Super Bowl is that they give you a break and there's a performance. I am actually okay with them having a performer in the middle of the show.
Yeah, not towards the end.
He just sucked.
That too.
He sucked. To me, for it to work with wrestling, so with wrestling, fans can get tired, right?
Yes.
You get tired. The matches can be long. Rumble matches in particular are long. I feel like if you're going to have a performer, it needs to be at the beginning of a wrestling show. Kind of get people hype, ready to go.
Or intermission in the middle, right at the middle mark. They could have did something right after the Bianca, right before the women. They could have did something right there because again, we've already been almost 2 hours in. You could have did something right there, before the women's match. You want to let's give it up for Hardy. He's the song of we're using his song for everything right now. He's the song of the show, something like that.
It doesn't help that the performance sucked. It was not good.
That was
not good
for sure.
But anyway, that is it for us today, folks.
Oh my God, we talked a long time, guys. Wow,
we did. We had a lot to cover, though.
Yes, we did.
It's not every day you get we had 2 pay-per-views in the last week.
Yep.
So, and look, to me, I'm always happy when the women are getting enough stuff that we have a lot to talk about. All right.
Yep.
So that's always good. But thank you all for joining us today. Thank you for your comments, your input. We appreciate you. Miss Krssi Love, where can they find you, ma'am?
Well, my True Hill friends and baddies, you can find me every week on True Hill Heat every Saturday, 11:05 a.m. You can find me here on Sundays with my tag team partner, Miss Stephanie Hypes, for Serving Face and Hill. Other than that, is on the Twitter base is True Hill Krssi Love. On the IG is going to be Krssi Love _1. And then it's just my name. You can DM me, at me, all of the above. Appreciate the love. Love you all. And that's it. Miss Stephanie, where can the lovely people find you, my dear?
You can find me on Twitter at Stephanie Hypes, Instagram at Stephanie Hypes with 2 S's. You can find me right here on Serving Face and Hills. I am making some various appearances, I think, on other shows in the next couple weeks here and there.
Nice.
Which is exciting. There's a couple things coming up with Mania and other things. So you guys will see me around. I'll be around.
Great.
I'll be around.
Also, guys, please, we have a new show. Please, I need you guys to go over and watch it. Our boy Romeo is called True Hill Huddle. And it's tonight at 7:05 a.m. I mean, it's p.m. a.m.
Feel like it's too late.
Right. The True Hill Huddle is the first show tonight, so give him some love. Join in. He's going to discuss different topics that you like with wrestling. So go and please watch and show our boy Romeo. He does so much work. I don't know how he's doing that. Plus football, is today because there's no football today. Sorry.
He's a busy man.
He's busy.
Man.
He gets a break. True Hill Heat Sports is busy. I think they're doing basketball later though. Anywho, and we have our Twitch. So they have a lot going on. So please join Romeo, our second guy command, second hardest working man besides XP. Yeah.
Absolutely.
So
thank you guys for joining us. Alex,
we appreciate you.
Thank you for joining from France. Ladarius, Antoine.
Dolores.
Yes, I'm excited for Sasha's match. Hassan, thank you guys.
When is it again? When is Sasha's match again? It's next week.
Month. Next month, right? Is it next month or this month? SP, we need you.
I think it's like 2 weeks.
Same day as Elimination Chamber.
Oh.
I remember that now.
Okay.
Competition.
And it's okay.
Wait, no, SP said it's on 2/18. Wait, so then when is Sasha's match? Wait for it.
Right.
Wait, I don't remember. I know it's in coming. San Jose.
Yes.
This much I know. Battle in the Valley is the same night. See, SP.
He was right. Yes. See,
I was right, guys. For once, I was right. It is Elimination Chamber and Battle Valley is the exact same night. So we'll have some competition. Who gets more views? Because that's all Twitter's going to talk about. Because they have nothing better going on in their lives. Just kidding. Anyway, love you guys. Thank you for joining us. Have a great rest of your day and weekend. Are we doing next episode next Sunday? Maybe. We'll let you guys know.
Yeah.
I have to check my mama's schedule, but I will let you guys know for sure. Thank you. Talk to y'all later.
Bye, guys. Toodles.
Bye.